All right, here I am at Spooner South. Got the Sequoia here, parked, ready to go. Everything cleared out of it that might smell and attract bears. Just doing a little check here. And this Spooner Summit, it's right at the top of the hill on the east side of the lake, has restrooms. And then you can see the trailhead sign just up there. It is 11:30 on Wednesday the 3rd, I believe it is, if I got that right, September 3. Here I go. Plan to be back here, arrive back on the 13th, so about 10 days from now. Hey family, here I am, about to start on the Tahoe Rim Trail, and got the restrooms behind me, got the trailhead just up the hill. Thank you especially Kristen for supporting me in doing this, and I'll be checking in periodically, but likely won't be back here until the 13th. Here I am at the Spooner Summit South Trailhead. And just so you can see on the map, I'm right here. I plan to make it about down to here tonight, going clockwise around. The plan is to get back here on the 13th and then drive home. This first bit is a relatively dry stretch down until I get to about Kingsbury North. Not sure how well this will show, but I'm about 4 miles up on a ridge. I'm actually still climbing, and get a view of a good chunk of the lake all the way over to the other side. Tahoe City, not quite up to Incline Village, but there have already been a number of spots with kind of small views through the trees. This is probably the most expansive yet. Well, I think this even tops that prior view. All right, thought I'd try a little bit of a selfie video here while I'm walking. Yes, I do need to look at the ground. No idea how this will turn out. Don't even know what I'm gonna say. About 11.5 miles in, it is a little after 3:30, so I've been on the trail right at about 4 hours. Kingsbury North is coming up in the turnoff in about a mile or so, a little over. Plan to refill with water there, and then kind of decide how much further I want to go. I think the trailhead is about half mile off trail, so it'd be an extra mile round trip. So anyway, feeling about like what I expect, a little tired. Feet are feeling a little tired, and trying to keep the calories going in me so I don't kind of bonk out, but been beautiful so far. You can see the trail behind me, kind of what it looks like. Oh, I did have one fun little thing. Apparently I hadn't strapped the bear can on quite well enough, and about 5.5 miles in, it just fell off. Now, no chance of me not hearing it, so I just stopped, restrapped, and looks like it's doing okay still back there. So anyway, more to come later. So this is my campsite for night one. You can actually see the trail kind of just up over there. Goes down there, and I just crossed a creek that's at the bottom here. I can actually hear it a little bit, but I'll probably go back a bit for water when I need it. All right, this is going to be an odd recap video. It's dark outside, and I wasn't able to do this recap before it got dark, period. I was just talking like I was voice texting. Anyway, a little bit about today. I just sent out a Zolio message, and looks like Kristen just replied. So yeah, yesterday I drove all the way from Denver and made it on up into the Tahoe Basin. It was actually pretty sketchy coming up into Truckee on the 80. It was raining. It's very narrow and windy. And then I came down. I saw Brockway Summit, or the Summit Trailhead, where I planned to cache some water. Didn't look like anything good for parking and sleeping. So I just, especially with it dark, raining, it was about 9:30 at that time. I just went to a campground in Tahoe City, pulled in, slept in the Sequoia, and then this morning when I was leaving, went ahead and paid. It was $25 or something. So anyway, I got up, kind of set up all of my stuff for the day, tried to separate out, what needed to go into smell-proof sacks. I have 2 op sacks along that I put, various things in the car, including snacks, hand lotion, sunscreen, all of those things, and then covered it so it was ready to park. Made sure I had all my gear ready. Then I went into Tahoe City. It was about 9 o'clock. Got breakfast at Rosie's Cafe. 2x2x2. It was 2 eggs, 2 pancakes, 2 pieces of bacon, and I could add probably the 2 cups of coffee or 3 cups of coffee, whatever it was with it. So had a really good breakfast. Then dropped off my resupply at Alpenglow right when they opened at 10. That worked out nice. And then started the drive over to Spooner Summit, but I stopped back up at Brockway, dropped off 4 gallons of water, 2 that were marked for me and just 2 for others. That's going to be likely on the 10th is when I come back and get it. So I'll probably get my resupply on the 9th in Tahoe City and then need the water when I go up on the 10th. Then drove on over to Spooner Summit, just beautiful drive around the lake. Really the east side especially, super blue water. And you're kind of up on a steep hillside. Made it up to Spooner Summit and got on trail just a little bit after 11:30. The first 5.5 miles was pretty much climbing the whole way. I was just trying to keep it slow and steady. Temperature was actually really great. I think it was mid to upper 70s most of the time. Probably now it's down to 55 or so. But yeah, made it then kind of the 12 miles, 12 and a half until the turnoff at Kingsbury North. Went and filled water there, sat and ate a little bit. I had eaten some on the trail, been trying to drink every time. I was tracking with my Coros watch. Every time the mile would ping me, I would try to drink and make sure I have half liter every 3 miles or so. I may have to up that a bit, maybe half liter every 2-ish miles or 2.5 miles. I think that might be better, but it was a long dry stretch. And then from Kingsbury North, walked about another 4 miles, came, I don't even know what this creek is called, but crossed a little creek right here, and then found a spot 1/10 of a mile further, kind of up on the hill off to the side of the trail. No one else is here. I think I set up the tent finally around 6:30, 6:45. I actually took a video of it at Kristen's suggestion, the whole setup of camp, if you will. Then went down, got some water from the creek, brought it up so I could, have enough to drink through the night and in the morning. And then also after I ate something, I ate and put the bear can, I don't know, 150 feet away or so. Had ramen, the lemon chicken, that was an odd one, but then added tapatio to it. So it was a good combo. And then a Lenny and Larry's. So probably had 900 or so thousand calories for dinner. Hopefully that suits me till morning. And then had some of the water, used some of the water that I had gathered. I put in the 3 liter and just washed my face, wash kind of my chest and back as much as I could get, and then legs and everything. So I'm going to try to do that every night. Maybe a note for another piece of gear that would work is a small kind of snap-up bowl that I could use as kind of a wash basin. That'd be a nice way to carry or have water away from the creek and then be able to wash up. That, or a little kind of shower head attachment to the CNOC bladder, so I could hang it in the tree and turn it on and off. Probably the bowl might be easier, simpler. So anyway, it's dark now. Yeah, crawled in bed. I took 2 Tylenol PM for tonight. I think it's about 8:15. I can't look at my watch right at the moment, but ready for bed. I don't think it'll be super cold. I'm keeping one of the outer doors open just to keep some breeze and coolness in. And yeah, hopefully I sleep well. That was the recap for today. I'll try in the morning to talk a little bit about my plans for the day. All right, so maybe a little better angle than my summary last night. I'm all packed up. It's actually right about 8 a.m. Took my time this morning, partly because got to get a little more efficient in camp. That'll happen over these couple days, but also have a shorter day today. I think the next water is in about 6.5, so I don't have to carry anything really extra beyond the bottles. And then plan is to camp at Star Lake tonight. That's about 11.5, 12 miles. All the info says that it should be a really beautiful campsite with certain spots, views of Lake Tahoe. So looking forward to that. I might be in camp not much afternoon, so should have a relaxing afternoon. Slept well last night. Actually got a little bit warm at times. I think the temperature got down mid to low 50s, but I kept the tent door open, let the breeze come in, and then at times had to pull off the quilt cover and let my legs air out a bit. So anyway, day 2 about to start here on the Tahoe Rim Trail. All right, it's about 9 a.m. Just under 2.5 miles in. I'm at one of the ski resorts here. It might be Heavenly, but you can probably hear the chainsaws, all the crews working to clear stuff out. See the lift down below. Some of the runs go right here, easy way down. And it's telling you where the food is, and the trail's going to continue just up there. All right, because it's relatively flat, good trail, no rocks, I thought I'd try to give a little view of what it looks like. I'm about a mile south of the Kingsbury South Connector, heading towards, I think, the first crossing of Daggett Creek. And yeah, this is just kind of one look of the trail. Just had to climb. You see a lot of the granite rock. Just had to climb where there were a number of spots with that. Here you can see it's kind of in and out of the shade. Really well maintained trail. And forest all around. Here I am about to cross into California from Nevada. Take a look at the view. Looking east. All right, hello from day 2. It is 12:30, just a little bit after right now. I'm 10 miles in for the day, and it looks like I'm exactly a mile from Star Lake. So it's a good climb. Getting up there, I think about 400 feet to climb in the next mile, but only a mile. I think I'll wait for lunch until I get up there. Just got to grind this out, and I think that I'm getting a little glimpse of Lake Tahoe. Apparently from Star Lake it's much better, but I think I get a little glimpse through the trees. I just came over this rise, and here is Star Lake. Good evening, day 2 recap. Obviously doing it a little earlier than last night. Doing it in the dark last night was kind of a pain. I'd a bit forgotten about it, but also was at camp quite a bit later. So here you can see actually my tent kind of right behind me. I'm on a hill maybe 100 feet above the lake level. You should be able to see the lake kind of down there through the trees. This is Star Lake. So I started this morning, kind of took my time getting out of camp, and of course, getting things figured out. Didn't get out of camp till about 8 o'clock. And then just started rolling, ran into, an older couple that was doing the through hike going the opposite direction, chatted with them. Ran into 2 ladies who were trail running, a number of bikers, a couple day hikers. So seeing a number of people on the trail up here at Star Lake. So this is about 12 miles in. I got up here 1:30, 2 o'clock. And reason why I didn't go further is my permit for Desolation Wilderness. I can't get in there, or really can't legally at least, until Sunday stay there. So figured no need to kind of rush it. Also kind of nice to be able to rest the body a little bit after nearly 28 miles or so since I started at noon. So a span of about 26 hours I did 28 miles. Was tired, was feeling it. So yeah, then this afternoon I came, set up camp up here, went down by the lake, ate lunch, just kind of took my time, laid down on the ground, put my feet up. I also went down to the lake and took a little dip, tried to wash myself, wash my clothes, at least get a little bit of the stink off. So been a nice one, been actually really refreshing. It's right at 6 o'clock right now. Have about another hour and a half till sunset, but I might be in my tent before then. Had slept very well last night, actually, surprisingly well, but 2 Tylenol PM will kind of do that. Might take 1 tonight, just to help a little bit with the sleeping. I was actually a little bit warm last night. I think tonight's going to be a little bit cooler. Yeah, just been a beautiful day. It's a great walking. The trail resembles a lot of places, actually, like San Jacinto in Idlewild, as well as a number of places in the Sierra that I've been. So quite familiar. As far as animals seeing, I just saw a bird go by. No big animals, tons of chipmunks and squirrels. There are definitely some curious ones around camp here. Grasshoppers, birds. So just trying to keep my eyes out and enjoy those while I have it. So anyway, that's the recap of day 2. I think I'm the only one camping here around this lake. I saw others kind of coming up for a day hike, stopping up here, but I haven't seen another tent. So it should be really quiet up here. And then off to Round Lake tomorrow. I'll do a quick day plan in the morning. Have a good night. Star Lake at sunset. All right, day 3 is here. I'm all packed up, everything done. I see one little thing I got to get or not leave behind, my clothesline for the day, and I'm ready to go. Went a little bit quicker, a little smoother this morning. I was hoping to get out by 7:30. I'm maybe 5 minutes past that, but each day I think I'll get a little more efficient, figure out the order of things that I need to do, as well as how to do them more efficiently. So anyway, looking forward to a good day today. Plan is 17 miles to Round Lake. I think the first water is in about 2.5 miles, so I'm not carrying as much as I normally would, but then I'll fill up there and carry, I think, another 10 miles to the next water. So anyway, should be a good day. Another beautiful day of hiking, lots of ups and downs on the hills. Rarely is it flat. So, and looking forward to camping at another lake tonight. All right, so I made it up the first and I think biggest climb of the day. First little under 2 miles, I climbed about 600 feet. So it got me pretty good. I'm at a little saddle here. Trail just came in from the right, and I'll be going back down the left, but you can see beautiful views. Yeah, it was a good climb. I'm just going to sit up here, enjoy the rest of my coffee, and then get rolling again. I'm just under 4 miles in for the day from Star Lake. But yeah, this view was too good to pass up. You can see actually some burn areas. You also see some haze out there. I wonder if that's from a fire elsewhere. I didn't see any when I checked on Monday, but definitely could be. And then just a corner over there of Lake Tahoe. It's day 3. I'm almost to Big Meadow. Eating my lunch here. You can see the bridge. It crosses a beautiful creek. Soaked my feet in it, washed them down, cooled them off. And then of course you see all the birch trees around. So this is called Big Meadow, as far as I know, and you can see with good reason. All right, night 3 update. Maybe first I should answer a question that's already burning in your mind. What is this fantastic outfit that I'm wearing? Well, this is basically sleep clothes. You know, just a simple shirt, leggings, socks. I typically have washed the socks and then am wearing tomorrow's socks. And then a beanie. Both helps keep the head warm, but then also kind of darkens it a bit. So anyway, if it's too hot, I'll just pull off the leggings and be in my underwear under the quilt. Okay, 4 updates. Hopefully I'll remember them all. First off, the hike today. About 17.5 miles. Went from Star Lake to Round Lake, where I am right here. You can see it's kind of golden hour. I'm facing west. The sun's already behind the hills, but because it's kind of in a basin, but you can see it up on the ridge behind me. Really cool hike. It was, felt good. The first 2 miles climbed about 600 feet, so that was a bit of a grind, but then got to the top and then had about a 3 or 4 mile downhill. Just started getting some fantastic views, really cool. There was good spots for water, so that made it nice. Ran into a lot of hikers, a lot of mountain bikers. Stopped and chatted with a number of them, so that of course takes time, but it's worth it. It's been a fun one. And then made it up here around probably 4:30. Set up camp, washed off, just finished dinner, and now as the sun's going down, I'm going to get ready to crawl in bed. To the camp, Round Lake. You see kind of, you see at least back behind me. Nice lake, quiet. I think at most there's one other camper around here. There were a number of others that were up kind of in the afternoon for the day. The only downside was there's kind of a lot of floaties, little algae in the water, so we had to pre-filter the water before it went through my Sawyer. I kind of poured it into the bladder through my bandana. It took forever, but yeah, hopefully that keeps the Sawyer filter a little bit better. But seemingly great place. Yeah, I'm feeling a breeze right now, so it feels wonderful. Item 3, how am I feeling? Overall, quite good. Really the only thing, of course, got some sore muscles. Hips, I'm feeling a little bit. Have a blister on the inside of my left toe. I kind of cleaned that up last night. Feeling pretty good. Felt like I had a hot spot on my right foot today, but I looked kind of midday. No problem there. So overall, feeling good. Item number 4, though, kind of some change. I had originally been planning, so it's Friday night right now. I've been planning to hike not too long of a day tomorrow, and then Sunday morning I was going to go up to the Echo Summit trailhead, hitch into Myers, do a resupply, come back, and then hike into Desolation Wilderness. That was going to be about, I don't know, a 17, 18 mile day with the resupply. As I was kind of walking, of course, plenty of time to think, what I decided is I'm actually going to do the resupply tomorrow. So I'm planning to try to leave plenty early here, maybe get to Echo Summit by noon, 1 o'clock. And the thinking is there's a lot of mountain bikers that start at Echo Summit. There might be some that are just finishing their morning. I can hitch down to Myers, do a resupply. The holiday market there supposedly is really good. And then come back and then camp really close, kind of right around the Echo Summit parking lot. Chatted with a couple gals today who said they did that yesterday or the day before or something like that. And there's some spots you can kind of go off on the side. So then Sunday morning, I can start right away into Desolation Wilderness. Of course, that's when my permit is for. So that'll make that day a little bit more enjoyable. Maybe I can take a stop, go for a swim in Echo Lake or something like that. So that's the change of plans. That's the update for tonight. Yeah, took my Tylenol PM already. I want to get a good sleep. Going to crawl into bed, text Chris a couple times more, say goodnight, and then I'll see you in the morning. All right, here I am, day 4, ready to go again. Got up a little earlier, but breaking camp took a little longer. The part of it was the water. Not sure what else. Trying to figure out how to get out quicker, but it's a little before 7. I'm gonna get rolling, and yeah, about 13 miles to Echo Summit, and then try to hitch into town, resupply, and then back out to camp by Echo Summit. So hoping to get there by about 1, so I have afternoon for the chores. Thing that'll almost take the most time is just charging the battery. So anyway, looking forward to it. Actually slept quite well. It got cooler last night. I think it was 44 when I got up or something. So should be a beautiful day to hike. So I'm here right where the Tahoe Rim Trail intersects, and then will coincide with the Pacific Crest Trail for, I don't know, 30-40 miles. Beautiful meadow out here. I'm heading up to Showers Lake and then Echo Summit for a hitch. All right, I'm just over 4.5 miles in for the day. Just barely off the trail, right by Showers Lake. Look at this campsite. This is just perfect. And then you can see Showers Lake down below me. Not planning to stop at Showers Lake. but there's an outlet about a quarter mile from here. Going to refill some water there and carry on. Quite a view spot right here. I'm on my way downhill towards Echo Summit. Notice this airport. Hopefully you can pick that up a bit. Echo Summit is down that way, maybe a little bit to the left of there, but that's where I'm heading to, about 4 miles out. All right, gonna do a early recap tonight. It's only about a little after 6:30. Camp is set up right here, and as you can see, I'm kind of in a burn zone. I think it was from 2021 fire. So I started out at Round Lake today, did about 13 miles to here, and you can't probably hear it on the video, but behind me is US 50, maybe 2/10 of a mile, so I hear the cars going. I went to the highway, hitchhiked into Myers. That took a little bit. Initially I started kind of trying to hitchhike the wrong way, which would not have been good. Realized it and then hoofed it up the road a little bit, kind of backtracked a little. Took about 30 minutes to get a ride with Jim and Jen, and they had their 2 boys who were 4 and 8. They were in a van. They were from Auburn, California, and we're up here kind of camping for the weekend. So a real cool couple, really nice. The first thing they said when they were looking whether to pick me up is, yeah, he looks like a legit hiker. So apparently I didn't have that crazy person look on me, so that was good. Anyway, got a hitchhike into Holiday Market. Took a bit to shop there, trying to figure out, what they have and what will fit for the different meals. I'd kind of taken an assessment of the food that I had left before. I think last night I did that. So did that. Also bought some type of Italian wrap that was phenomenal, and an apple and Coke Zero and a bag of chips. Figured I'd have this as part of my dinner. And then sat outside, ate that, found an outlet that worked outside, and then just started charging. So I sat there for probably 2.5, 3 hours. Was able to talk to Chris. That was wonderful. And then a little before 5, I think it was, started to walk back up the road. Got a hitch almost immediately with an Indian guy, Chandra, who works for Intel. He's a digital verification engineer. So he's working on the front end of the chip design, but he's down in Folsom, was up here just enjoying the weekend up here. So was really cool. Got here and then just kind of backtracked a little bit to try to find a bit of a hidden spot. So that's where I ended up. I'm just gonna chill here, crawl in bed, and then maybe watch I'm on episode 9 of Band of Brothers. Watched the first half of it last night. Watch probably the second half tonight again. So all in all, good. Campsite should be plenty comfortable. The nights are getting a little bit colder, so I won't be quite as warm as I have been. All right, signing off for tonight, day 4 on the TRT. It's Saturday. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. All right, here we go again. Day 5, Sunday morning, starting off. It is just after 7. I definitely did better getting out or getting camp done, wrapped up quickly and all the morning stuff. So the plan today is I'm actually just going to start off. I have to cross the road, not even quarter mile over that way. Going to rinse out a few things since it was more of a dry camp last night. And then total of 15 miles today up to Susie Lake, but I'm going to be going by Echo Lake, Lake Aloha, really just a beautiful stretch of the Desolation Wilderness. So today is when I enter Desolation. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a fun one. Should be a beautiful hike. Doesn't look too many bad climbs or anything. So I'll talk to you at the end. Here I am at Echo Lake, just before 8 a.m. I'm going all the way to the other side. It's a beautiful spot for day boating, day hiking, kayaking. All right, I'm just walking along the trail at Upper Echo Lake, but an idea came to mind. Maybe to look into, who knows if it's even feasible, if it's even possible. So it looks like there are cabins spaced around these both Lower Echo and Upper Echo, and the only way you get to them is by boat. So wonder if there would be one that's Airbnb or something like that, where we could get the whole crew, stay for 3 or 4 nights, and just base camp essentially in the cabin, chill. Plenty of day hikes if we want to do them. And this time of year, September, looks like it might be phenomenal. Earlier in the summer, there might be a few more mosquitoes or stuff like that, but just an idea, something to check into, maybe for a 35th. So this is the start of Lake Aloha. Kind of looks like we're on the moon. And the lake stretches for about 1.5 miles, I think, that way. All right, I'm here just above Gilmore Lake. You can see the mountains back there. That's the other side of Lake Aloha that I was at earlier. And straight ahead of me is Dick's Pass. Right up there. About 2 miles to climb, 1,000 feet vertical, so it's going to be a bit of a grind. Have an audiobook on. I might actually switch to some music. That kind of keeps me going a little better. So anyway, here we go. I'll go over that, and then a couple miles down to Dick's Lake, and that's where I plan to camp tonight. Made it to Dick's Pass. Elevation right at 9,400 feet. That's back where I came from. Can't see Lake Aloha right now, but you could just a couple minutes ago. And that's where I'm going. All right, doing the wrap-up video from the tent once again. Crawled in a bit early. It's maybe 7:15. Pretty eventful day. It was a really good day. Yeah, I'll try to cover the items pretty quickly. So I had slept on the, I'll say, the other side of US 50, in kind of a burn zone from a couple years ago. Got up, packed up camp pretty well, and then right at the US 50, there's a creek that goes right alongside the road. So I actually did a little bit of trail laundry right there that I hadn't been able to do, mainly socks and underwear, and then just hung them on the outside of the pack. Started kind of crossed the highway, started hiking, and funny thing, there was a lady, I think it was her land there, but she was just outside she was probably 55, 60-ish, but just outside in like her Christmas pajamas. A couple dogs running around. They came barking up to me, but no problem there. But that will change later. Yeah, then walked over to Echo Chalet. That's right on the edge of Lower Echo Lake. Really, really beautiful walk along the lake. I have another little video where I mention an idea. Then there's Lower Echo Lake, Upper Echo Lake, and then there was a climb. And right at the base of the climb, I was like 4 miles in for the day. I stopped, and it was right at 9 o'clock, so I was thinking, oh, Kristen, you'll be leaving for church soon. So I put on my headphones and turned on the Keith and Kristen Getty Spotify station. And man, that hit me. There was a couple songs. I'll have to look back which ones. I think first one was And Can It Be? And yeah, just looking at the, you can tell kind of what happened. Just looking at the mountains, it was absolutely incredible. And then, Holy, 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 I think was on next. And now I'm forgetting the exact line, but it's something about the sinners can't see your glory. And or I'm getting that wrong, but anyway, those songs just hit me, and I was probably weeping halfway up there. So had my sunglasses on, so maybe good for anyone who was kind of coming the other way. Then about 3/4 the way up that climb, I came across two gals that had a dog. They were coming down. It was an Aussie mix, and one of the girls fell. I was just coming around a little corner, so they're 50, 80 feet ahead of me, coming towards me. She fell, kind of hit her knees. It was kind of on some rocky terrain. Anyway, so I went and checked to see that she was okay. The other girl was holding the dog. Well, initially the dog sniffed my hand, no problem. And then I went to help that girl up who had fallen. And right when I reached to kind of, I held out my hand to offer her to help her up, the dog jumped at me and actually tore my sleeve a bit on my shirt. Little bit of mark on my arm. They felt horrible. The little mark, it's more like a blood blister than anything. But bummer is my shirt has a big hole in the sleeve. So anyway, that happened. Kind of went on. Then the got up to the top, the hike along Lake Aloha, beautiful, just stark beauty with the real stark granite wall on the other side. Almost no vegetation because it's just pure granite. Walked along there and then started dropping down like to Heather Lake and then Susie Lake. And Susie Lake's actually where my Desolation Wilderness permit is for. But I got there at noon and was feeling really, really good. The hike was cruising. So I kind of decided I'm just going to cruise on ahead and see what I can do. The next lake after that's Gilmore. So I was thinking, camp at Gilmore because there's a pretty good pass right after that called Dick's Pass. So I sat at the outlet from Susie Lake, kind of had lunch, just kind of refresh. Again, was feeling really good. Had some good food, some good water, washed my feet, all of those things. And so I started off, and right as I'm taking off, I'm thinking, you know what? I think I can make it over Dick's Pass and down to Dick's Lake. So I did. And just to give an idea, Susie Lake, I think, is 7,300 feet, something like that. Dick's Pass is 9,400 feet, so a 2,000-foot climb. It was kind of a grind, but I was able to keep it good and steady. Had been leapfrogging this guy kind of throughout the day, and then we met at the top of Dick's Pass, chatted for a while, and then ended up hiking the final couple miles. So I'm camped at Dick's Lake. Tomorrow, planning a pretty big day because I want to try to make Tuesday, I guess it is, relatively short so I can get into Tahoe City early and just kind of be able to enjoy the time in town and the hotel room that I got. So anyway, that's a wrap for tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I'm smelling pretty ripe, especially my shoes. They're just horrid. So every night they're outside the tent, hopefully ventilating. Anyway, that's the wrap for today. I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night. All right, quick night recap and morning preview. So yeah, I had a really nice campsite. You can probably see kind of what it looks like behind me. There's a creek actually 50 feet away, so that was wonderful. but the wind really kicked up, and of course makes a lot of noise with the tent. I probably should have put in earplugs, but part of me was overestimating the wind and wondering if the tent would, stakes would pull out or something like that. So, but anyway, so it was a rough night of sleep, but got up and going. Yeah, now ready to roll out at 6:40. Planning a big day, big lot of miles today so that I can have a short day tomorrow into Tahoe City. Yeah, I think that's about it. Catch up on the next one. Eating a bit of an early lunch here. It's about 11 a.m. at Richardson Lake, about a mile after exiting the Desolation Wilderness. Just a beautiful lake. I have a nice spot in the shade, sitting on the water, gonna soak my feet. All right, the food MVP so far on this trip. I picked up a couple of these packs in the Holiday Market in Myers. Wow, these are good. Beef and smoked cheddar. And then you just eat them together like I'm doing here. MVP. All right, here I am at the top of Barker Pass. It's basically all downhill from here to Tahoe City. You can see Lake Tahoe and down in the valleys. Maybe I'm doing too many of these updates laying down like this in the tent, but I both last night and tonight kind of forgot until I was already wrapped up in here. Don't feel like getting back out just to do the update. So yeah, so today was the longest day by far, right at about 25 miles. Big reason for that was I want to make tomorrow's hike into Tahoe City relatively short. Should be able to get in pretty easily by noon. We'll, go pick up the resupply, have to get a few things maybe at a store. But then I also want to see if I can get into the hotel, Pepper Tree Inn, any bit early. It says check-in time at 4, but I figure I'll go there and see if the room's open. That'd be worth it just to give me extra time. My goal, I think, tomorrow night is either a burger and beer or pizza and beer, and then either dessert there or get some ice cream after. I think I'm gonna enjoy that. I was thinking about that food on the way today. So I started this morning at Dix Lake, where I camped. That was by far the busiest camp that I've had so far, and then downhill for a number of miles. Actually, not a ton of people that I ran into. Did see some PCT Sobo hikers, another TRT section hiker, but not as many definitely as when in Desolation Wilderness. So I got out of Desolation Wilderness, and then really the choice was, do I stop before Barker Pass? There was a spot with water and campsites. Then I'd have to do Barker in the morning, and I think I was going to have about 14 tomorrow. Or do I do Barker Pass and find the next kind of available water and campsite? And that's what I did. Part of it was just to push and see if I could. It was actually quite a bit of fun to do it. So 25-mile day. This will be, at least based on my plan, will have been the longest day of this trip. So anyway, that's I think about it for tonight. I'm looking forward to Tahoe City tomorrow. Was just texting with Kristen about that, and yeah, getting cleaned up. I smell myself, so I know that there's and not just my feet. So I'm in need of a good shower. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow. Bye. All right, start of day 7. I'm not sure if I mentioned this yesterday or maybe the evening before. One reason why the videos are kind of a little closer up like this, I think I lost the selfie stick and tripod that I had. As far as I can tell, I lost it on day 5. That was when I went into, or day 4 actually, when I went into town. My best guess is when I went in Jim and Jen's van. I set my backpack there and could have easily slipped out based on how the pack was. So anyway, that's why. Today, day 7, is day I'll be getting into Tahoe City. So I have about 9 miles left, mostly downhill. There is a bit of uphill and about 3.5, 4 miles, but not too bad. Should be kind of a cruisy hike. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting some town food, picking up the resupply, getting a good shower, and sleeping in a real bed, and pooping on a toilet tomorrow morning. Not in the woods. So anyway, it'll be a good refreshing night. Talk to you later. Just realized I forgot to do a summary last night. So I'll do a quick summary and look ahead this morning. So here's the hotel room. Let me get a little more light. So a nice king bed upstairs. I think I'm on the 6th floor. I took a photo and sent this to Kristen, but a beautiful view out here. And then, as is definitely nice after being on the trail, nice bathroom, shower, and tub. I actually didn't get to use the tub, some of the craziness from last night. So I got in town 11:30 or so, I think so, 11:30. Picked up my resupply, did a few of those things. Came and sat. The office was closed till 12:15 or something. Actually, it was closed till about 1:15, so I just kind of sat and hung around there. And then the guys just said, "Yeah, I can't get you until 4." So no problem. I just stashed my gear. They had a spot where I could do that, and went basically next door to Fat Cat's. Had a nice burger, couple beers, some cider mac and cheese. Came out full, just stuffed. And then, then went down to Safeway. Was kind of looking to see if I needed a couple things, actually. Oh my God, I think a bag of chips, bag of Fritos sounded good. Came back, got in the room, started cleaning everything up. A bunch of sink laundry, socks especially, plenty dirty. And then soon after that, had the fire situation come up for Chris, so that kind of occupied me for a bit. Once that was done, I think I showered, and I just stayed in the rest of the night. Now had a call at 7 for church that took close to 2 hours. So as you can see, kind of ate up the whole time, and then slept well. So it is now 6:45. I'm about to walk on down to a little breakfast place, kind of on the way. Grab probably a bagel egg sandwich, and then take that with me up on the road. So got a pretty long day today. First water is like in 15 miles. So I've been kind of loading up this morning, had some coffee here in the room, lots of water. And then I got my 2.5 liters on. And then another 3-4 miles past that is Brockway Summit. That's where I stashed water on Wednesday morning, last Wednesday. Today's Wednesday again, I guess. And then go a couple miles past that in dry camp. So that's the plan. It's going to be a long day mileage-wise. Overall, a good amount of climbing, I think 1,500 feet or so. But over 15 miles, that's not too bad. So that should be hopefully a gradual incline most of the way. I don't mind those. So anyway, and then temperature's cool. Weather outside looking good, no rain, but just cool day. So bit of a long preview for the morning, but it makes up for failing to do the recap last night. All right, I'm off. Beautiful morning view of Lake Tahoe. About 10 to 8, a little more than a mile in after a good breakfast burrito from the Dam Cafe. Bad about doing regular updates these past 2 days or so. Count this as the recap from last night and preview of today. So I ended up doing 31 miles yesterday from Tahoe City to Gray Lake, and got into camp finally about 7:15 or so, but really a fantastic campsite. Met a guy, Dave. So we chatted, we hiked a bit together this morning. Yeah, plan changed because as I was going, I realized that if I pushed a long day yesterday and a little bit shorter but still long day today, I could make it back to the car on Friday instead of Saturday. That appealed to me, so I said, let's give it a go. And also works out nice with water. Was able to camp by water last night. I'll be at a campground with water tonight. Yeah, yesterday was tough in large part because I went from about 6,200 foot elevation to 9,200. Today I went from that, camped at about 9,000. I'm right now up at 10,300. This is the high point on the TRT. We had some sleet come through last night. I've had a few drops today, but seems like it's just blowing over. Looking forward to today. It should be fun. Real kind of cool downhill trail, and the views of the lake or views out to the other side with these clouds gives a whole different perspective. So anyway, that's it for right now. I'll try to remember to do an update tonight, but yeah, it's been a good one. So 2 surprises. One is I'm doing an evening update, and 2 is I'm doing it before I crawl into the tent. Yeah, so I'm actually sitting here at Marlette Peak Campground. My tent's right there. There's actually restrooms here. There's a water pump. Feels great to have a couple of those things. They feel like luxuries right now. Just under 25 miles today from Gray Lake here. As the back-to-back big days, feet were tired, had to kind of grind it out, used audiobook, used music to kind of keep things rolling. And got in here about 5:30, so had time to set up the tent, went and washed, have all my water that I'll need even for the hike tomorrow. So feeling good, and probably the best pitch I've had. It's on the tent nice and flat. So I'm looking forward to a good night of rest. Yeah, it was a good day. Temperature was fantastic. Started off cool. I hiked with Dave for about the first 11 and a half miles until Tahoe Meadows. He and I had camped both down at Gray Lake. Got to chatting. He and I have the same tent. So just kind of got chatting, had a fun time. He's from Boston area. And I'm going to leave a gallon of water for him at Spooner Summit tomorrow. So I've at least an extra gallon there. So that'll help out because this is kind of a dry stretch. So yeah, I met a lot of people along the way. It's been fun. It'll be one of those where it's tough to remember. Like just met a guy that's bike packing this, Al from North Carolina, from Asheville area. So met a lot of people, been fun, but I am looking forward to being done. Plan for the morning is I'll sleep a little bit. I have been getting up at 5:30ish or getting kind of started. I'll maybe save that until about 6:30, try to get out on trail by 10. I have 10 miles left. About a mile from here, there's a climb. Shouldn't be too bad, but that'll be really the only climb of the day. About a 2-mile climb, and then the rest is downhill. Should get to the car by noon, and then pack it in on the road. So anyway, this was a fun one. At least I did it. If I've told you what I plan tomorrow, so if I forget the morning update, that'll be good. Or at least not necessarily won't be good, but at least you'll have the info. So good night. All right, final morning update. I'm about to roll out. It's right at 8 o'clock. About what I planned. Let myself sleep a little longer. Yeah, it felt really good. My legs feel good. Only 10 miles to go. Do have a climb that starts about a mile out, goes up for about 2 miles, 800 feet, something like that. So, plan to be back at the car by about noon. Might catch Chris just before she leaves for the conference, at least just to talk briefly. So anyway, looking forward to it. Great last morning. Good cup of coffee, good breakfast, and ready to go. Beautiful morning view of Marlette Lake in the foreground and Lake Tahoe in the background. Should be a beautiful day to finish the hike. All right, here I am, coming up the last couple steps, the Tahoe Rim Trail. Thank you, Chris. I made it. Just completed the Tahoe Rim Trail. I've cleaned up briefly. This is not what I wore on trail, but yeah, definitely needed some clean shirt and deodorant. So anyway, starting to make my way down. Can't wait to tell you all more about it.